Good morning. Awesome. Do I have sharing rights to the screen? I do. Awesome. Great. Good morning. Good morning to everyone. I simply want to tell you that I'm so excited to be here. It is my absolute pleasure to present this morning. I know that you don't too much care about any of my credentials, but I am a current principal in Jersey City, New Jersey. I also serve in ministry, and I also have my own business, which is Faith and Resilience Ministries. But I want to start off with a story. If you see this shattered, tattered picture, this is me graduating from kindergarten. And I want to say to you that I have always been a leader. And let me tell you, when you're in school, your teachers, no matter what grade you're in, they give out jobs, right? And so I remember being in kindergarten and my teacher made me line leader. And I was so excited to be the line leader. The line leader leads the line, directs someone to hold the door, and they demonstrate how to walk through the hallways. Okay, great. I didn't know that my job would be coming to an end at the end of the month. And so my teacher changed the jobs. And she was like, okay, now it's going to be Christella. She's the line leader. I lost it. That little girl started crying. I can't believe it. I don't have the job. I was weak. And I would not participate in class. I would not, talk to my friends because I wanted to be the line leader. And the great teacher that she was, Miss Richardson, I will never forget her. She got down close to me and she said, everyone needs a chance to be the line leader. But guess what? I have another position for you, and you can be the back of the line leader. And you can make sure that everyone stays in line. I was renewed. And I was the best back of the line leader, making sure that the door holders got back online. So I tell that story often to let you know that I have always been a leader all throughout my life. So it just makes sense that I sit in the spaces that I sit in. But today is about you. So I want to talk to you about how you define leadership. How do you define leadership? When you look around your world, who do you deem a leader? Is it Malala, this young girl who is fighting for the rights of women and young girls to be educated? Is it Naomi, who says mental health and wellness is important? And even though I'm at the top of my game and I'm the best that there is, I'm going to bow out? Is it Amanda Gorman, whose writings are worldwide now because she was the poet laureate for how do you define leadership, right? And so Mackenzie gave us an excellent response, and you still have time. So as we are going along in our conversation, if you think about, I understand it, I get it, I'm able to articulate it, please drop into Flipgrid and give us your response. But leadership to me, a real simple definition is the opportunity for an individual or a group, one person or a whole group, to influence another person or group. Real simple. Whatever it is that I'm doing or saying influences somebody else. And that is leadership. There are 8, maybe 12 definitions of leadership, but today I want to focus on just 4. Charismatic leadership, servant leadership, and transactional leadership, and transformational leadership. 4 types of leadership: charismatic, servant, transactional, and transformational. And if you are taking notes, please make sure that you take some notes. If you want to participate in the games and you want to make sure that you get some answers correct, make sure that you're tuning in for the next few minutes. Charismatic leadership. They're leaders that use their charisma. And so charisma is your communication skills, how you rock out. When you talk, people want to listen. When you tell a story, people tune in. Or your charisma could just be your looks, not necessarily your facial features, but your presence. When you come into a room, because of your posture and because of your demeanor, people stop and listen, or people want to gravitate towards you, or simply your personality, your perspective, the way that you smile, your mind smiles. You use charisma to influence others. And our president and first lady certainly were and are charismatic leaders. Servant leadership. You will see someone very, very familiar to you for servant leadership. This person uses their energy, their resources, their opportunities to develop and lift others. That's how I influence. I lift you. I see something, Malaysia, in you. You like sports, you like writing, you like singing, and I'm going to use all of my resources to make sure that you are your best version of yourself. That's servant leadership. I don't even want you to mention my name afterwards. I don't want you to pay me. I don't want you to try to, oh, she really did a great job, bow down to me. Nope. The whole purpose is to elevate and lift up others. That's servant leadership. Transactional leadership uses a system of rewards and consequences to influence others. And so I put up Jay-Z because he represents the music industry. And basically his leadership says, buy my product, log on to my website, be a part of my Bitcoins, right? And it's going to benefit your life. If you're not, it's not going to benefit your life. It's transactional. I give you something and I get something in return. You're going to benefit from it. I'm going to benefit for it, or we're not. It's transactional. And you'll see this in different areas of your life. And the final one is transformational. This type of leadership uses inspiration to influence others, their life, their story, their striving, the things that they aspire to be, the Mamba mentality, right? Perseverance, the girl dad image that as a father, he was always with his daughters and making sure that he elevated them. His life, although it was cut short, inspired others. So 4 types of leadership that I want you to walk away with. Charismatic, right? You use your charisma or your personality. Servant leadership, you use everything that you have to build others up. Transactional, it's a win-win situation or it's a win-lose situation. I'm leading you so that I'm able to build and get you to another level, or we're not moving at all. And finally, transformational leadership, where we use inspiration, our life story, to influence others. And I'm going to tell you, out of each of these leadership styles or formats, there are levels to this, right? So there are different types of it. So you want to delve into it, but I want it to be real surface and just let you know that these are very, very important leadership qualities and also lifestyles and strategies. The other piece of it is you could be all 4, right? Depending on the situation in your life, you can lead in a transformational way or a charismatic way. I want to talk about where we lead, right? Where can we lead? You can lead in your home. Right now, as a 10-year-old, as an 11-year-old, you can be a big brother and a big sister. You can advocate, you can use your style to impact or influence the lives of your younger brothers or your sisters. and you can lead up. You can use those same strategies to impact or influence your parents. I am reminded of church scenarios where children would come to church, children would be active in the community, and as a result, eventually their parents were, right? So you can be a leader right in your home. You can be a leader in advocacy groups. We know the last couple of years has been major. And I say that we have gone through 3 major pandemics: health, financial, and a racial pandemic, right? And so the idea that people, children, young people have gone out in the streets to march, they've petitioned, they've spoken out, that's leadership. Even in your classroom is leadership. When you speak up, when you fight bullying, when you stand against bullying, when you stand against being disrespectful, that's leadership. And you use what? My charisma, that's my friend. And if they love me, they respect what it is that I'm saying to them. And so that's important. Transactional leadership, when you're on the court, listen, if you come to practice, I come to practice, we win the game, right? If we both come to Girl Scouts, we do well. So transactional, transformational, listen, this is all I got. I'm doing this because it feels good to me and I see a brighter future. Different types of leadership. You can participate in your church or faith-based organizations, Vacation Bible School. You can participate in your community. Leadership shows up all over, but I want to point your direction to right here, social media. This is the most important place that I'm asking you to show leadership, because it could be a gift and it could be a curse. People have lost their lives because of social media and following the wrong leadership. There's so much out there: how to kill yourself, how to have unprotected sex, how to do dangerous challenges. And I'm asking you that this is the space where you have to show up as a leader, as a leader, as a leader. So I was asked to give you just a few strategies. I'm 10 years old, Dr. Barnes. Come on, be serious. What do you mean I could be a leader? I'm 13, I'm 16, I have my friends. What do you mean you want me to be a leader? Well, leadership is you. You are the leadership that we need right now. And I want to use this acronym YOU. Y stands for youthful. God calls the elders because they have the wisdom, and he calls the young because they have the strength. And I'm paraphrasing a biblical scripture. But that just means it has nothing to do with your age, your strength. Bring your energy. Develop your mental and physical and spiritual strength. And very briefly, you do that by guarding your heart and your mind. You can't listen to everything. You can't be a part of everything. You can't eat everything. You can't participate in everything if you're going to be strong and youthful. And as an adult, I know for a fact I'm well to this day because of how I took care of myself in my youth. What I ate, what I did, the activities that I participated in, and the things that I did not, right? You see some people that are our age and they're not well. That's because they have not developed mentally, physically, and spiritually. As a youth, you need to be adaptable and flexible. Things are going to constantly change. You learned that in the global pandemic. We learned that right now, that this used to be an on-site summit and now we're virtual, but we have to move with it. And we still have to bring our energy. So youth is the first strategy that I want you to have. It has nothing to do with your age, but it has something to do with your energy and how you develop yourself. Oh, I want you to always be an overcomer. Romans 8:37, again, another biblical reference. We are more than conquerors through him who loves us. If we stick with God, if we develop our faith, there's nothing that we face that we cannot conquer. And you may be thinking, well, that bully, that person, she's always messing with somebody, or he's always messing with somebody. What am I supposed to do? Let me tell you, with God, he will give you wisdom. You don't always have to physically get involved. You may be the person that tells an adult, You may be a person that gives a heads up. I'm a principal, and I'm gonna tell you, snitches get rewards in my school system. And the kids laughed. They said, Dr. Barnes, you gonna get somebody hurt talking about snitches get rewards. And the reward is that fight that was about to happen. It's not gonna happen. That person that would have been injured, they're not gonna get injured. That person that was stealing from the store, guess what? Those values and those goods went back, because at the end of the day, it's about our character. And it's not just about us, it's about our friends and our community as well. So sometimes you just need to speak up, right? And in it, you're more than a conqueror. You need to pray and seek the counsel through God. He'll tell you, no. Some people say, oh, I felt something in my stomach, or I thought something. That's God telling you, go the other way. Don't join in with the nonsense. Don't follow the fight. Don't knock over those garbage cans. I love the story. Assess any situation for your growth and learning. It may seem hard. Do I write this essay? Do I be a part of this? Do I tell someone that so-and-so is contemplating suicide? Yes. And it is for your growth and your development. And finally, you build resilience, that overcomer. You build it by activating your faith, in God and yourself. I could do this, and in my purpose. I'm here for a purpose. There's no way I'm in this situation and it's not my job to speak up. So the O in you is an overcomer. And then finally, I want you to be unstoppable. Never let anyone stop the plan. Whatever it is you set your mind to do in leadership, whatever it is you put together, you want to put together a squad, you want to start a community program, you want to work to build some resources, you want to open a store, you want to be an entrepreneur, right? You want to do something that no one has ever done before. Never let anyone stop your plan, because as soon as you tell it to somebody, oh, you can't do that, you're too young, your mother's not going to let you, the company's not going to help you. Never let anyone stop your plan. If it dropped in your spirit, it's there for a reason. Be unstoppable. Work all around people and systems. As a principal, I am constantly buying things for my students. I'm setting up game rooms. I'm making sure that they have computers at home and at school. I'm making sure that they have access to STEM. They go to field trips. We're in Jersey. I take my kids to New York, to Broadway. I move around a system. There is nothing that my students are going to need that I'm not going to make sure that it happens. Every time someone says no, I don't even want to, I look to the left, I look to the right. I start looking for resources. I will work with you, or I will work all around you. So in leadership, you have to be unstoppable. Listen, when we started this broadcast, people were like, oh, well, there's maybe one person or two, but be unstoppable, move forward, do what's in the plan. And I guarantee you that God will bless it. Cardi B, what does she say? If you get knocked down 9 times, I'm getting back up 10. So all of your no's can equal a yes if you won't quit, if you will be unstoppable. So those are my leadership strategies for you teens. I need you to be youthful. I need you to be an overcomer, and I need you to be unstoppable no matter what. And so you say, how can I, once again, this final question, how can I show up as a leader? And I saw this online and it just did something for me. And I just want to share it with you. You'll remember this episode where this young man was playing basketball and his friend was there with him, and the commentators had so much to say, and he hit this shot.
Story of not a great job by James. Come over there, take it, throw it. Oh, come on. That's our way. They don't have numbers. I can line down the pass between that situation. It's kind of a story of not a great job by James. Come over there, take it, throw it, push his head back up. No, come on.
I wanted you to see that because that is so important. When we look at life, we try to make it so big when it comes down to leadership. But sometimes it's just as simple as lifting the head of somebody else. That's my time. That's you. The leadership that we need right now, it's you. It's you, it's you, it's you. And you have everything that you need to go forward and lead.